what you were looking for, but you still have 6 days to work on things too after the last couple of games. Is that the way you approach it now?
Yeah, I couldn't say, you go into preseason games and they're to get ready for the regular season, and I thought tonight there's plenty there that is going to help us get ready and better prepared for the regular season. I just, it was a wild game. It was a game that could have been 7-7 as well, the way it was. I thought they played it a little bit more like a regular season mentality. We lacked a little in that. That's if it helps us get ready for Thursday, it's a good thing. I thought we were a little behind in certain situations and played a little sloppy here. Played a little bit final touch of preseason, and the real stuff starts now. So, as I mentioned, there's takeaways here that should help us prepare for that.
Is it particularly helpful with just the little details, like covering for a defenseman? It's the sort of stuff that you can't simulate in practice, you can't simulate in a summer skate. Just reminders that guys probably need that once the game starts.
It is, and if you watch early season hockey, historically you get a lot of that, and you'll get a lot of that through 10, 15 games in the NHL, all over the league. Scores and craziness will happen, and it's the teams that can clean it up the fastest that obviously benefit the fastest. And tonight there were lots of little subtleties that we have with moving into preparation for the next one, which is the opening of the regular season. So, but yes, no question.
Coach, you're talking about cleaning up. What position do you think needs the most improvement going into the regular season?
Really, we've talked about it a lot from last season. We had this franchise had to learn the players that they could score, and they have some talent here, and it's moved us to a certain point where we're at now, and I think it's a better focus on some of the details of being harder to play against in all areas. And we'll continue along that initiative. I know our guys are committed to that, and they're going to get better every day, and I think it's a quest for all teams in the league at this point to get better. Again, as Lance said, you come off of summer, the hockey's a little different at the start of the year, and we have to stay focused. In the background tonight, we got a little emotional, even on the bench, different emotions and frustration and a little bit of anxiety, and we had to resolve that a bit, but that's a good thing to go through that stuff.
You talk about preseason play. How confident are you in who will be the starting goaltender come Thursday?
Well, we'll discuss that. We have some time next day and a half here to collectively get together, discuss the camp itself and decisions that we'll have to make by Monday, and initial rosters going in.
But how significant was it that Zach was able to not just score a bunch of goals, but he did it in different ways with different line mates against different levels of opponents? He just didn't load up, in a game or two with the top line.
Yeah, it's a good point by you, Bill. He's done it with different personnel in different situations and game after game. So he's done very well for himself through camp. Not many things you could nitpick with him. I mean, he's done a lot of detail to his game, and he's been ready to play each and every shift with any situation, read situations well, and has helped guys around him on whatever line play even better.
Is there any part of you, with Benson showing up so consistently, is there any part of you that's able to take away the decision making and the coaching of this team you have to do, and just as a coach that loves the game, is there any time for you to be like, this is a cool journey to be taking it and watching this kid right now?
It is. Anybody that loves the game of hockey, you're excited when you see new young talent, in this league, and we watched him a bit. I sat in our scouting meetings and know our scouting staff that drafted him had him very high on our list, and he was there for us at 13. So that was an exciting day, and then to have him in camp and see how good he is. I talked about growth. I don't know if he's grown through, there's been growth or progress in him through camp. He's been steady and good since day one. So, but it's certainly nice to see young talent come into the organization.
When you and your staff are with him, coaching him or showing him things on tape or anything, does he absorb things quickly?
He does. He's a fast learner, and that's a separator at this level and in all levels. The those that learn fast typically become the best.
How good do you feel about, you mentioned the word anxiety, and there were some mistakes there, like there always are, but you got 4 days to kind of coach this team up. If they come out tonight and blow the doors off Pittsburgh, it's a different scenario. As a coach, you feel good that you have the chance to show them some of the things in this game and where you have to go from here?
I do. I like the fact that this was a hard game. Pittsburgh came in, made it hard. I thought they played it a bit more like a regular season game. We didn't, and that's a lesson you can learn really fast. So I have confidence in our guys that was a wake up to them that they can make immediate adjustment to. By virtue of going through it, and that's a good thing. And obviously, we'll pull some. You can't fix everything on day one, but you got to fix the right things day by day. And again, this goes for every team in the league. You watch preseason hockey. It's from the coaching standpoint, it can be frustrating.
Coach, besides Zach Benson, are there any other players in the preseason that have stepped up immensely that's just high to you?
Yeah, there's been several, I guess. Krebs comes to mind. Dylan Cousins comes to mind, where you've just, and JJ Peterka I thought was real good tonight in showing progress, stronger on pucks, broke up some plays defensively, just some details in his game that he's added through maturity and obviously through hindsight, and Cousins and Krebs similar. So the young guys have definitely shown progress, and that's what we want to see. Thanks.
Thank you.